Welcome back to Your Ask. Thanks again for joining me. So, two more numbers on this journey down from 170. We are on numbers 135 and 134. Please join me. Okay, so we have 135 today and 134. Now, there's a couple of good alternatives of both of these numbers today, so we're going to get into them. So 135, when we're throwing treble 20 for any three-digit number, in this case 135, if you just add 40 onto the last two digits, you reveal your two-digit number that you've got to learn. Okay, this is how I kind of teach these finishes. It reveals 75. So see, this says treble 20, leaving 75. That's the best way to do it, rather than seeing 135. Okay, now I will show the alternate for that in a moment. But also we can do the same thing for 134. We can throw treble 20 for 134. So we add 40 onto 34 and it reveals 74. Right? But also with 134 you can go treble 19. So if we're throwing treble 19, we add 43 onto the last two digits. Okay. Now, if that's anyway hard for you, just add 40 on, just like we've been doing here. Dead easy to see at 74, okay? But just before you get to the end of your mental Rolodex, you add that 3 more on and you've got your 77. Now, this is not what you're going to be doing every time. This is just so you get the finish, learn the finish. And once you know the finish, you know it, okay? This is just to get you going and just to get these finishes under your belt, okay? So if we half this, okay, so again, so we've seen 135 is treble 20, leaving 75. See 134 as treble 20, leaving 74, or treble 19, leaving 77. Okay, that's the best ways to do it. Okay, now there is an alternate way to go for the 135, which I'm going to show you later on when we practice through my crib sheet in just a moment or two. So let's just half this, and as you can see, all we're doing on this side is adding 40 or 43. So it's dead easy, right? We're adding 40 onto these numbers, or we're adding 40. I said I put 40 there, which should be 43. Okay. These are the numbers you have to learn. This is where you put the work in. Okay, so let's do that right now. So we're going to learn 75. Now, of course, with 75, a lot of people are going to go 25 bull, and that's fine. You know, that's a way to finish. But when you're starting out, hitting that center of the board is quite hard, and 25 bull is not always the best way to go. Okay, so let me give you a couple of alternatives. Okay, so 75 for a long time was treble 17 for double 12 for me. Okay, hitting the big 17 would leave 58. So know what I call the miss rule. What the answer will be, miss rule. What the answer would be if you miss the treble and hit the big number. Okay, that's what I call the miss rule. You got to learn that. Now, another way, and the way I like to go for 75, somebody wrote in and said the way they go, and I kind of like, oh, I like it, I'll go with that, is treble 15, because that's 45 for double 15. Okay, so and just all the 15s, knowing that if you hit the big 15, it would leave 60. So again, a nice number to kind of go for. So those are the two ways to take out 75. Well, three ways really, because of course you got your 25 bull. But don't always just straight away think about going 25 bull. You need to know your options, certainly when you're starting out. Okay, so next number 74. So the safest way to go for 74 is treble 14, which is 42 for double 16. Okay. Now, why is that the safest way? And of course, don't forget, missing the treble 14, hit the big 14 would leave 60. So a nice kind of easy number to work out in your brain. But why is it better when you've got a number like in the 70 range? Okay, you want to get below 70 if you possibly can. And an alternate way to go for 74, which I did for many years, and I do if I'm throwing well, I'd go for treble 18, because that's 54. Okay, leaving 20, so you need double 10. Now, so I'll go that way. But 1 is very big. Okay, and if you hit that single 1, you leave 73, and you're gonna need a treble. Okay, so anything around, if you go treble 14, anything around this area, then you're going to get to below 70, so you should get a shot at bullseye. So it's all about using the dartboard to its advantages and knowing what to do. So I'm hopefully guiding you down that route. Okay, so but that's pretty much all you need to know for 74. Okay, so the final number, we've got to learn 77. So for ages, when I first started playing, I would throw treble 19 for double 10. Treble 19 is 57, so you needed a 20 to make it 77. Hitting the big 19 would leave 58. Now I would do that all the time because I am a 20s and 10s guy. That's kind of where I throw. That's my strongest finishes. But if you're a 16s player, and I do like the 18s and 16s now, so I've definitely included this one into my repertoire, if you like. But a way to take out 77 is treble 15 for double 16. Of course, hitting the big 15 would leave 62, so include that. Okay, so those are the two ways to take out 77. Now let's practice on my crib sheet. Now we will see when we have 135. I have included a slightly different. It's in the color grey, and as you'll see when I do release this crib sheet, there's only 2 or 3 or 4 maybe finishes where they're grey, and that's it indicates like an alternate finish, almost like a cool finish. This is where we can throw, we're not throwing for treble 20 or treble 19. We throw for the center of the board often just because it's cool. Okay, and we've got 35. So when we do this, so we've got 135. So we throw in bullseye, okay, and it would leave 85. So you're going to go treble 15 for double 20. Okay, of course, missing treble 15, hit the big 15 would leave 70. All right. Now, but if on the first dart you miss your bullseye and you hit your 25, you've left another 2 dart finish of 110, which is treble 20 for bullseye. Okay, so it's just another way, just what I've included in the crib sheet. It might stay that way, or I might change it. I'm not too sure yet. And of course, on 134, I've chosen to go in the 2 treble 19s route because a lot of people will go. If you can go the 2 treble 19s route, a lot of people will do that. But you still need to. It's still good to know that going the treble 20 route, like I said, adding the 40 on and revealing your 74. Okay, that's an absolute valid way to go that way. What do I actually want to mention? If you are 134, okay, this is just a point. I thought it was obvious, but I just want to show you. If you're on 134 and you've hit your treble 20, okay, so add 40 onto 34, leaves you 74. You're probably going to go another treble 20, okay, which would be 60, leaving 14. So you're probably going to go double 7. You're probably going to do that on a big number like 134. But if you're on just 74, then of course you need to know how to take it out, just like I've showed you today. Okay. Anyway, I digress. Let's just practice the 134 on the 19. So it's treble 19. So I'm just adding 43 on to 34, revealing 77. And 77 is treble 19, because that's 57 for double 10, 77. Hitting the big 19 will leave 58. Okay, I've rambled on enough. Those are the numbers of the day. Okay, if you get anything from that, please like, subscribe, and all that rubbish. And didn't think I'd ever have to ask people to do that. But if people don't do that, then people can't see these videos. And I think it's good content, so please tickle that algorithm for me. I really appreciate it. Thanks for everyone who's watching. More numbers and more videos on the way. Thanks so much. Take care for now.